Hello, Scorpio. Dear Scorpio, you're going to be liking this energy a lot if you haven't already felt the shift. Summer started off really nice and harmonious with you with the eclipses in Cancer, Capricorn, because you're a water sign, and it worked well for you transitioning with all the chaos and activity. Then we had a stellium of planets in Leo in your 10th house of achievement and honors, and where you're not very comfortable being out there in front of everyone, which was a little bit hectic. And so this Virgo energy is probably feeling much more harmonious for you. For you, Virgo is in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, friendships, humanitarian efforts, and you've got, Mercury, Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus there. So you're going to be getting a lot more help and be more energized in pursuing those things that have seemed kind of elusive to you. And so Scorpio is ruled by two planets. We have Mars in the 11th. We have Pluto down here conjunct Saturn in the 3rd house for you. And so of all the signs, friends, go find your Scorpio friends, because they're the ones who are so accustomed to having to transform and go through change and deal with loss. I mean, all of the time they're having to transform and adapt. Even though it's a fixed sign, you will never see it outwardly, but inside they are just really intense type of folks who are constantly scanning the horizon, scanning everything. They kind of like have X-ray vision. They see what isn't there and they can anticipate those things, and they're always adjusting to them. So this sign of all of them is probably pretty comfortable out of the rest of the zodiac in dealing with the incoming Saturn-Pluto conjunction. And so find your Scorpio friends. They will help you out. They'll offer a sense of stability, and they'll be able to sort out the BS, so to speak. And so Scorpio, this month with your new moon wishes, 5 of Wands. This actually represents Saturn in Leo. And so Scorpio, talk about the one who's always having to transform and adjust. It just feels like there is a lot of chaos around you, that you're having to intervene or having to, you see it and it's like, when is this chaos going to end? Well, you kind of adapt to crises and emergencies pretty well. And this is what you're going to have to keep in mind as you manage not only this month, but as we barrel on down to 2020. Okay, so the thing you need to focus on most, Scorpio, throughout this new moon is being a star. Now that is really interesting, because a star represents Aquarius. Aquarius is in your 4th house of home. You are going to be called upon at home to be kind of like the guiding hope, to offer a lending hand. It's interesting because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is opposite your sign, and it's pretty close to the horizon. So there may be those who are close to you and dear to you, your loved ones, your partner, your spouses, your significant others. They might need a hand, like out of the blue, and you're going to have to be there for them. I'm sorry, I keep banging everything. What's covering this is the lovers, those that you love. So keep your eye on your mate, your spouse, your business partnerships, those that are near and dear to you. Keep your mind on this, because they're going to need you, because it seems like there's going to be some chaos. Now, your opposition, the Page of Wands. Well, that's from news abroad. Look at these kids running around, being crazy, having fun, out there all fired up, out in the woods. If there's some chaos, they might make you feel a little frenzied. What's covering them is the Queen of Blades. So, the Queen of Blades, the mothers, those that supervise over them and make decisions according to the law. So your opposition, those that are you're trying to find balance with, you have fire and air there. The uniting factors between these two things are, you're going to have to make some choices. You're going to, you start getting overwhelmed. Things start feeling really intense, feeling overwhelmed. You're just going to have to lay down the gauntlet and make some decisions. So as you get pulled in these different directions, prioritize. Mercury, all these planets in Virgo, is going to help you discriminate and discern what's most important and analyze, but don't get lost in the details. Pan out, make some decisions. Okay, so there's that. Let me get the Rider Waite and we'll do the Taroscope. Okay, Scorpio, may I present your horoscope? You know, I'm kind of looking at that spread that we just did and the decisions you're going to have to make. And when you don't make those decisions, it's going to lead to a lot of frustration and intensity. Please take your fiber. You know, your sign rules the organs of elimination. It also rules the sex organs. We need all of that functioning optimally so we can get the junk out of the system, including the toxins, so we can move on. Okay, just saying. Okay, so on the Taroscope, we have on the ascendant the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups, it represents this is actually cardinal water, Cancer. So we're keeping in mind this North Node here in the 9th house. This is going to be your path towards happiness, and weighing everything that you are learning. This also rules the house of long distance travel. So we're looking at things probably from far away, overseas, offers you might be getting, negotiations you might be doing. And it also has to do with higher education, and law enforcement and other cultures. And so this is what you're going to be keeping in mind, because as the sun and moon are in Virgo, this has to do with the thought processes of discernment and analyzing. So think about things thoroughly, because you're going to be having this going on. And you have to make critical decisions. Okay? So, Scorpio, the sun and moon are in your 11th house, activating a woman in your life, the Queen of Wands. Okay, I had to double check. Because she's a fire sign, I wanted to make sure I knew which fire sign she was. She represents the sun in Aries. So with Scorpio having a ruler of Mars and the Queen of Wands in the 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, either this is an older woman in your life who is energetic and fair and down to earth, or she just might be Scorpio yourself. You have dominion over this 11th house and what you're going to do. She is quite balanced. This is a really nice placement to have. In the first house, you have the Lovers. I am seeing a theme here, dear Scorpio, and choices you have to make. And what's going on, maybe this is you and work and kids, because, and I say kids, because in this horoscope, your other ruler, Pluto, is in the 3rd house. And this has to do with like your neighborhood, early schooling, siblings. So maybe this woman represents a sibling. But with this, you're going to be very focused on the lovers, who you have your agreements with, your true loves. This is major arcana. Let's go over here to the opposition, because this Uranus here suggests, oh, this is what you have to do in dealing with your lover, your friends, is taking another perspective, respecting their viewpoint, putting a hold on your tendencies to be maybe overzealous, over Scorpio, over vengeful, over jealousy. Power struggles. This is what this is about. Power struggles. Power struggles with people. This is what needs transforming. This is what you need to chart out with this new moon, is letting go of those power struggles, letting go of those structures that you manipulate things, letting go of feeling abandoned, letting go of any time you have felt guilty or suspicious. That's no longer, those tendencies are no longer serving you, especially with Saturn and Pluto here in the third. Get rid of that, because we're on to something new. In the second house of income, Page of Swords. Okay, so this is a young person who may be an adolescent, teenager. It could also be you and your tendency to fight for what is rightfully yours with income and gain. And that's going to be around the first quarter, September 5th, the first quarter moon. This is a real crisis point around then, so watch your words. Take a break, chill out, different perspective. And the third house of speaking, learning, reasoning, thinking, communicating, neighborhood, early memories, siblings, early, friendships from when you were young. You're going to have some good money news about a community. So take in the good news. Pause, take in the good news. Pause, think about what's coming to you money-wise, because you're willing to fight for it. In the fourth house of home, family, mother-child relationships, you have a lot of strength at home. I'm telling you guys, follow your Scorpios. They have got a really nice thing going so far. And support your Libras, because they're going to need it. A lot of strength. This is the Leo. This is a major arcana card for Leo. Leo's in the 10th house of honors and achievements. So Scorpio, you're still flying high with all that Leo energy that you had this past month with your career. In the 5th house of true love, over here, lovers. 5th house of true love, creativity, children. Neptune is there. It is opposite this new moon, and it is going to require necessary, diligent, creative artistry, and tending to those needs, like an art form. And this might be the mundane routine, but you got to keep working it with everyone so that you maintain balance. In the 6th house of health, work, self-care, diet, exercise, mundane activity, co-workers, you're howling at the moon. So something's got you here. This is around September 15th and 16th. Before you go on a being vengeful, you need to take a step back, think about it, and you have that X-ray vision, so you're going to have to get at the heart of the matter of this. This has to do with, maybe it's a person in Aries, also ruled by Mars. You might be coming to, banging heads. It's interesting that this and this have to do with the other, and here you have the lovers and chilling out. In your 8th house of income, other people's money, taxes, debts, grants, inheritance, contracts, and businesses, the 3rd quarter moon is September 21st. We're looking at September 20th to the 21st. Ooh, 8 of Cups. Now, this is mutable Pisces. Whatever was going on with that, everything's been set up. You need to weigh what's going on here, because you might have to take a different course of action, or just completely walk away from something and, you know, cut losses, cut ties if you have to. In the 9th house, we're the North Node is a messenger of your happiness, where you're pushed to go. In the 9th house, so it looks like in the 9th house, you are going to be on the defense with something abroad, I mean far away, something to do with home, family, maybe your mother, but you're definitely going to be put on defense here, and it's opposite Saturn Pluto. If this involves inheritances, so you guys, this comes up, you are going to need a lot of balance. You're going to need a lot of reflection. Be easy on yourself. You don't require all that intensity. With the North Node, you are giving up all of those self-sabotaging habits that has to do with the more intense things. You know, if you're jealous, or you're in power struggles, or you're being manipulative, or deceitful, or you feel like you're always fighting good versus evil, you already have the strength. So this is about letting that go. You are already empowered. You already adapt to change. But let's kind of master the self a little bit when we're dealing with financial partnerships and avoiding power struggles, okay? In your 10th house of honors and achievements, the public house, how everyone sees you, you have, you're working on some things. You have an idea that's been put out there. Here's the merchant. You're waiting on for more information to come your way. And so you have a lot going on here, but let's just chill. Let's just transform, just eliminate everything you don't need. This is about eliminating old baggage, being restored, what hasn't worked in the past. Forgive all of that. Let it go. And then the 12th house of secrets, retreat, illusionment, inspiration, disillusionment, spirituality, artistry. You have, 10 of Swords. That is Libra. There. Are you feeling like you're being stabbed in the back by a hidden enemy? It might be a Libra. It might be someone related to Venus. Or you just feel totally done and burnt out. Whatever this relates to, get to the bottom of it, you know, tactfully. You don't need to retaliate or be vengeful. Work on your own self-mastery and transform and move on, okay? Because when it comes the next month, when the sun is in Libra, it's really going to start highlighting this stuff, okay? Okay, looking good, Scorpio. Okay, up next is Sagittarius.